Hey everybody, and welcome back to the only show on the internet that actively discriminates against sea life. Shifty octopuses and their creepy tentacles. Today we'll be watching Going to Seed, which I'm hoping is going to see the return of Let's try that again, shall we? Today we're going to be watching Going to Seed, which I'm hoping is going to see the return of Babseed, because it'll be interesting to find out what happened to her after she returned to Manhattan, got her cutie mark, and joined that street gang of roving, no-good hairdressers. Yeah, you get on the wrong side of them, they'll cut you from ear to ear. And there to there, and a bit off the back as well. Anyway, that's enough of that ridiculousness. Said nobody ever. Let's start the show and see where this goes, shall we? Great. Hit the thing. Didn't start. It's going well for me, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so we are starting at Sweet Apple Acres. This is a good start. And apparently, wow. Big Mac has obviously not been getting enough sleep lately.
Confluence. A harvest 100 moons in the making. When every apple comes ripe at the same time.
Well, that sounds a bit,
All it'll take now is a few days of hard work. Who's with me?
Yeah, it looks like someone has, not been getting the sleep he needs.
We got this confluence under control. I got us some help.
Oh?
That's great, Granny. Twilight and the others are too busy at the school to lend a hoof.
So, everyone else is too busy, but you're okay to take the time off. I guess she has got a real job. Right, okay, it's Goldie Delicious. Yeah, I'd have the same reaction if a cat started sharpening its claws on me.
Granny told me I could use a helping hoof with this here confluence.
So, apparently though, we're not going to have Babseed.
Well, with the harvest this big, we're grateful for all the help we can get.
Ow. Ow.
I guess.
Yup.
Why is Big Mac that tired? I mean, I know it's going to take some work, but really? He's got to have been getting up to some other nocturnal activity to be this knackered.
The great seedling? Well, now, I haven't thought about that old mare's tail for years.
The great what?
He's a magical earth spirit. Oh,
Oh?
the colors of the harvest that travels from farm
Ooh.
to farm, daring ponies to catch him.
Oh dear.
Those that have the ingenuity are rewarded with crops that are always in bloom.
Right, okay.
He's as real
So-
as you and me.
Well, in this world, yes, he's quite possibly going to be... Okay, so they're going to have to catch this harvest spirit thing. Sorry, the great seedling.
Well, I'm pretty sure she's outgrown the whole thing by now. Right, Apple Bloom?
And already out trying to catch.
Finally catch him. Who's with me?
Whoa, okay, that was not a good look to see on someone wearing an army helmet. But yeah, sorry, a couple of lost thoughts there, one of which was apparently Winona survives on pancakes when on camera. Yes, because they, in a world where animals seem to be sapient, it's probably not a good idea to show them eating meat. I mean, okay, feeding fish to ferrets and worms to birds, that's one thing, but, you know, you show feeding a dog pork, and in this world, that's weird.
The confluence is so big. He's bound to show up. And if we catch him, he'll make all the apples ripe all the time. Right, Goldie?
I'm thinking that might be asking for trouble.
Oh, just imagine. Sweet Apple Acres would be the busiest orchard in Equestria.
On top of the schoolwork that AJ's already got to do.
Apple Bloom can hunt for the seed he knows he wants. If you're so fretified about work, why don't you and your brother get to bucking your own selves?
Because this is a lot of work and Big Mac is obviously not in any condition to be working.
Yep.
Wow, are we actually going to see an explanation as to why he is like this? Okay, so now they're just showing off new bucking techniques to each other then. They do not appear to be being particularly useful.
Oh, now that reminds me of the time Darby, well, that's my cheetah, you understand, she found out where I'd
Right,
leave
okay,
the
so the cheetah's
catnip.
got a name now and got into the catnip. Okay. Fun fact, some big cats actually do react to catnip in the same way as regular house cats. It is brilliant. Look it up on YouTube. It's hilarious to see a tiger just stoned out of its wits on catnip.
Big Mac!
Gotcha!
No, you didn't. You got your brother. And also, do you really think it's just going to be wandering around while you are there? If anything, it's going to come out at night.
We fell behind a bit yesterday, so we need every pony at their best.
Cats are sneaky. We know this. Whoa! What is wrong with him?
He was just up late working out a new schedule so we can stay on track.
Okay, so he's tired because you kept him up all night figuring out how to do this without falling asleep.
I hope you're ready to cheer Apple Bloom up when her traps come up empty.
Every pony, come quick!
What?
You gotta see!
Don't tell me she's actually caught it. I mean, obviously something's gonna happen with it, but...
Look!
Whoa, okay. So, something was there. Leaving a trail of apples behind it. Oh god, does it poop apples?
He was here! The Great Sealant was here! Isn't that amazing, Applejack?
So are we seeing the My Little Pony equivalent of crop circles here? Okay, right, so it was Goldie Delicious, okay. Right, so it's actually going to turn out that they accept that it's a myth, and then at the end we're going to see it, aren't we? It's one of the tropes.
The seedling wants you to know that he was here, and he's daring you to catch him.
Or alternatively, it was a couple of bored farmers in wellies pushing down with... No, wait, that is crop circles, sorry.
If you set enough traps, you're bound to catch him.
Not really how trapping works, but okay.
Look out, Great Sealant! Here I come!
Yeah, I'm thinking focus on actually getting the apples, cause could do without the farm going under.
We got enough work to do without you distracting Apple Bloom by making some apple tracks and pretending the Great Seedling did it.
I did no such thing.
Well, then what was with that shifty look?
Well, some pony did it, and she sure seems to be enjoying this quite a lot.
I'm enjoying it because Apple Bloom's enjoying it.
That look was a little more shifty than that, wasn't it?
I suppose it could have been Goldie's cats. Why don't you ask them?
Have you
those
considered
cats are
that
weird.
maybe it was the Great Seedling after all?
Ha ha, very funny.
Okay. She's met legendary Applejack has met legendary creatures. She has fought them. She's fought alongside them. She has used their magic to save the world. And this she's having trouble with.
Are you sure you want to spend time trying to catch something that might not even be real?
Well, might not be real. Are you trying to say something there, AJ, that certain mystical creatures are real and certain others aren't?
The Great Seedling is just something to make the harvest fun for youngins. And you're old enough now to know that there's a time for fun and there's a time for work.
So yes, it's obviously going to turn out to be real, and we're going to see it at the end then. Okay, that's fine. I can live with that.
If you help me with the harvest today, I'll help you set traps for the Great Seedling tonight. Deal?
So apart from anything else, if those trees are full of apples all the time, how does that even work? What, you buck them off and all of a sudden they're there again? Or they just don't come off? So what good is that? Okay, Goldie, not being useful. Try being useful, please.
Kinda looks like those seedling tracks, huh? If enough apples fell or got knocked down, by the wind maybe, or animals.
And just happen to land in exactly that swirly-whirly pattern.
There's a lot of possible explanations.
And one of them is the Great Seedling.
And the rest of them ain't.
Okay, yeah, see, Applejack is talking about their livelihood here. I can understand why she kind of wants them to work on it.
Your sister was plumb loco about catching the Great Seedling when she was your age. Same as you are now. Worse even.
So, okay, the Great Seedling was thought up by older ponies to make the harvest fun for the young'uns. By what? Keeping them from actually working? This sounds like a counterintuitive tale to me.
Sorry, Granny. I gotta check my traps or the Great Seedling might get away.
Right, okay, so she's been disillusioned by a lack of anything working, which is why she's trying to ruin everything for Apple Bloom then.
Bust my buds. Where's that young'un get to? She spent the better half of the day stuck in that trap.
That's not funny! That is not funny! She spent half a day trapped in a hole!
So I decided right then and there I was too old to waste any more time on the great seedling.
And was clearly terribly traumatised by it. No wonder she's so turned off by the idea nowadays.
We laughed about that story for years.
Okay, yes. No, I am suddenly holding absolutely none of the responsibility for this on Applejack. She was traumatised by falling down a hole. She was traumatised by everything she believed in and turning out to not be real to her. And people have been laughing at it for years. No wonder she is so uncool with the idea. Don't worry, those bars were very far apart. They could easily have squeezed out. Hey, look! Conveniently placed traps! Sorry. Anyone who's watched my G1 reactions, or in fact watched any G1 My Little Pony at all, will get why I'm finding this so hilarious. Oh dear. Yeah, no, of course, that's not going to work. I mean, apart from anything else, they haven't got a trigger for that snare. So yeah, now Applejack has decided to help Bloom with all these traps. Basically, Big Mac is the only one doing all the work.
It sure was fun setting up all those traps together.
And that will do nothing. Those cans are held against that fence. If anything brushes up against it, it's going to make hardly any noise. And also, there's no trip trigger to it. The wind is going to set that off.
There's still plenty of harvesting to do. So promise me you'll help, even if all our traps are empty.
I promise. So long as you're ready for the bountiful harvest, the great seedling's gonna give us one of our traps, Nabum.
Deal.
See, that's the thing, though. According to the legend, he's there to reward their ingenuity. They don't necessarily have to catch him. Just be ingenious with it.
Hurry, we can check every trap and still stay on schedule.
Now that's what I like to hear.
Okay, I'm going to be honest, that would have been a lot of work for Goldie Delicious and Granny Smith to do. And yet, Big Mac is still incredibly tired. I think we're getting to see a bit of brotherly love going on here, aren't we?
Every trap sprung? No way critters did this. Or the wind. I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe the great seedling really was here.
Oh, poor Big Mac. Yeah, it's going to turn out that he's the one doing it all to keep the harvest spirit alive for his sisters. Oh, that poor guy.
Ah, you ain't never seen anything like this before.
Well, tell us what you have seen. Goldie, you too. We need to know it all if we're really going to catch him.
Oh, so he's been up all night doing all this work, and now
we've got to set up traps in every row, even the carrots.
There we go, and it's been a bit counterintuitive because now she's desperate to catch him. There's going to be no work actually gets done.
Big Mac can make time in the schedule for us to set traps, right?
Oh.
Yep.
Oh no, please. This is brotherly love just gone a little too far. Oh, look at him. Look at that poor, knackered mess. And that's got to be it. It's got to be that he's the one doing it to keep the harvest spirit alive for everyone else. That is self-sacrifice on a grand scale there. And he's doing all the work on his own to keep it going.
What's wrong, Big Mac?
Is this right?
Yeah.
Oh, what's happened?
That doesn't make any sense. How can all these trees be bare if we haven't bucked them yet?
Where do you think those apples came from? Unless the great seedling is actually pooping those apples, they've got to be coming from somewhere.
Sounds like he's fixing to throw you off the stand.
Well, that's like the cat out of the barrels. Cats out of the barrel.
He's quite the trickster. Guess that's why the reward is so great if you can trap him.
Oh, no, that poor guy. No. Oh, please, girls, realise that something is going on. Oh, Big Mac needs some rest.
I can't wait to see the great seedling with my own eyes once you catch him.
Guess it's just you and me.
Oh. Oh, no. See, even if it's not him, then they are stuck making all the more work for him, and they don't seem to realise it. They've become obsessed with the issue to the point that others are suffering for it, and I feel personally called out now.
I remember our parents tucking Big Mac and me in and telling us all about the great seedling. I got so excited I could barely sleep, so I...
Well, that's okay. It was quite a boring story. Yeah, I hate myself for that one. Don't worry about it. Oh, look at all that drool.
Applejack, wake up!
Huh? What is it?
I think a trap went off.
Or a tree got bucked.
Well, let's go check it out.
So come on, is it going to turn out to actually be Big Mac, or is it going to be the Great Seedling? I think obviously it's not. We're being thrown off the scent here. It's not the Great Seedling, who is only going to show up at the end when everyone realises that he's not real. Okay, there's definitely something going on there. That looks a lot more sinister than he was in the story. Whoa. Okay, no, yeah.
I think the great seedling's hunting us!
Yeah. That was rather large. Almost Big Mac large.
Yeah.
Look up.
Applejack!
Okay, this has taken a dark turn. It's a bar on a door. Up. It's obvious. It's right there. It's...
Big Mac? He's been harvesting
Okay.
in his sleep this whole time.
Okay, so he's been doing it while sleepwalking. Okay, that is a touch that I didn't see. That's a twist that I did not see coming. That it was him, but he didn't realise he was doing it. He was sleepwalking. Okay.
Thanks to all of Big Mac's late night work, we brought in the whole harvest with time to spare.
No wonder you were so tired all the time.
Yep.
So he was so stressed about the harvest that he was sleepwalking and doing it in his sleep. Okay, no, didn't see that coming. Very nice touch.
There will always be work to do, but having fun together is something you never grow out of.
They're taunting you, Winona. They're evolving.
We're real glad you came, Goldie.
Sure are. Come back next year.
And be just as useful as she was this year? Huh. Turns out you can put the cats back in the bag.
Looks like you forgot to clean up the carrots.
What?
Big Mac wasn't harvesting the carrots, just the apples.
Again, he could have been doing anything in his sleep for all you know.
You know what this means?
Time for another hunt!
Look out, Great Seedling! Here we come!
Okay, so they have in fact left it ambiguous as to the existence of the Great Seedling. I honestly thought it was going to be another one of the tropes where throughout the whole thing you think, oh, could it be, might not, maybe yes, no, maybe, oh, I don't know. And then at the end, when everyone's realised it's not real, they're going to fade out on it in the distance. They're going to iris to it in the distance, and it's, oh, look, it is real at the end. But no, it's left it ambiguous as to whether it's even real. This was a well-written episode, I have to say. It carefully avoided all the worst of the tropes and cliches. See, obviously, I expected it to be Big Mac, but I thought he was up all night doing it to keep the magic alive for his sisters, and that they, not realising, were working him almost to death by the looks of it on a few occasions in that. But no, it turned out that he was actually, my guess would be, so stressed about the harvest, because stress can often trigger sleepwalking events in people, that he was actually in his sleep going around and bucking trees, getting himself ahead of the schedule that he was up all night working on when he wasn't actually harvesting in his sleep. But there's obviously something more going on with him, because he had the glowy red eyes. The glowy red eyes of sinister evil. So there was obviously something up with him that was more than simple sleepwalking. Could we be in fact seeing influence of Sombra, who I'm still willing to bet is gonna be back again at some point? Or maybe it was Luna. Although I'm not sure why she'd have the glowy red eyes on him if she was influencing his dreams to the point that he would sleepwalk. For all we know, Big Mac may actually be possessed by a demon pony that we've not yet witnessed. Or it could have just been something that they put in to make it seem more sinister and evil, to make it all the more entertaining when it actually turned out to be Big Mac who was still asleep. But yes, in this one we learned a little bit more about Applejack's traumatic past, where she had the magic of belief destroyed. When none of her traps turned up anything, she fell into one of them herself and was left stuck in a deep, dark, dank hole for half a day in tears, and she's had this story thrown at her for years to come after that. No wonder she is not the first to believe in the mystical and the mysterious whenever something weird happens in this world where, let's face it, weird stuff is the norm. In fact, I'd have said it would be more supernatural if it had turned out that the Great Seedling had definitely 100% not been real. If you look into it a bit, there is a lesson here of belief in the mystical and the magical is all well and good, but maybe be a bit careful with it if it starts detrimentally affecting those around you. Of course then, at the slightest hint that you might in fact be right, you need to abandon any disbelief and just carry on with what you were doing. Because hey, that's what we had here, and hopefully, while they're doing that, they are going to be letting Big Mac get a proper night's sleep. Actually, scratch that with how he was. A proper week's sleep. Because sleep deprivation in that situation just doesn't cover it. But yeah, in summary, this episode threw a lot of curveballs, which really did keep me guessing until the end. And even then, I didn't get it right. Cue editor saying... But that is what I liked about it. Kept me guessing right until the end, and it was really a very touching story of how strong Big Mac's work ethic is while everyone else is messing around. He must really, really love his family to be doing all the work while everyone else either sort of meanders on with it at their own pace or gets distracted by ghosties and ghoulies and long-legged beasties. Well, anyway, that's all I can really say on this one. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Join me next time for Student Council. See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.
Good morning, Vietnam! Well, I'm pretty sure she's outgrown the whole thing by now. Right, Apple Bloom?
I've seen some things, man, and some stuff. I wouldn't recommend it.
He's bound to show up, and if we catch him, he'll make all the apples ripe all the time. Right, Goldie?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I suppose you two didn't do it either?
Yep.
Ha ha, very funny.
I swear, sometimes I think she's part mule.
You're a racist.
What is your major malfunction,